The Adventures of Frank Race, starring Tom Collins. The war changed many things, the face of the earth and the people on it. Before the war, Frank Race worked as an attorney, but he traded his law books for the cloak and dagger of the OSS. When it was over, his former life was over too. Adventure had become his business. The Adventures of Frank Race. And now we join Frank Race for the adventure of the Baradian letters.
Paris, at the end of a windy day. Dusk had fallen, but walking along the quai du Louvre, we'd been able to see whitecaps on the River Seine. And now, waiting to cross the Rue de Rivoli, we caught the Eiffel Tower looking as though it might take a bow any minute. Everything seemed to be going places, particularly masculine hats and feminine skirts. Mark and I were on a holiday after finishing an investigation in Holland. I sort of like to get around and see things on foot, but Mark, well...
Listen, Race, where you going now?
At the hotel.
Another 7 or 8 blocks? I could never make it. Not unless you want to haul me piggyback.
I'll take a cab.
Not me. I don't want no part of them flying bedsteads they use in this town. Look, I got a better idea.
What?
I'll stop in at the American bar in the next corner. I promised that bartender in Brooklyn I'd swing by and shoot a fat one.
All right, I can meet you there later.
Swell. Make it about 8, huh?
Our hotel was on the Rue Montmartre. A fairly big place with one of those open-work elevators that whiz you up and down with all the speed of a truck in compound low. Our room was on the 5th floor. As I got here, a man leaning against the wall eyed me with the friendly gaze of a bartender inspecting a dubious check. Farther down the hall stood another of the same ilk, an amiable citizen who blew cigarette smoke in my face as I passed.
Hello, Race. We have been thinking you'd never come.
There were 2 of them, both brunettes, both beautiful. The one who had spoken might have been 30, the kind of 30 to make a 16-year-old regret his youth. The other was younger, maybe about 22. I was sure I'd never seen either of them in my life.
You don't remember me, do you, Race?
Can't say I do, but you're nice to have around. Both of you.
September 14th, 1943, in St. Calais. Does that mean anything to you?
Yes, it does. Means a lot.
2 days before, on September the 12th, you had parachuted down near Le Mans
Yeah.
for a rendezvous with other OSS operators. But something went wrong.
So I went on the run and ended up at a farmhouse near St. Calais, where a certain lady... Wait a minute. You couldn't be Paulette Dubrac.
But of course.
Paulette Dubrac. Well, how did you know I was here?
Oh, I saw a little squib in the newspaper. So I came.
Well...
I came, Race, because I am in trouble. But before I say more, I want you to know my friend, Amy Kenter.
American?
Cleveland, Ohio. Hello, Race.
As I came in just now, I passed a couple of men in the hall. One was pockmarked, with a small mustache. The other one had a ring in his left ear. Would they have anything to do with this trouble you mentioned?
Oh, so they followed me here.
Who are they?
Oh, they've been stalking Paulette for days. There seems to be a gang of them. Last night she was fired upon.
Not a hangover from the underground, is it, Paulette?
I don't know, Race. I only know that I am not as carefree as I used to be. I'm afraid. Oh, they're here. Don't open that door, Race.
I have the adjoining room. Slip in there, both of you. Here.
Thanks.
When you hear me let them in, leave. Where can I find you later?
Across the Seine. Just off the Boulevard Saint-Michel. There's a small orphanage, Saint Martin's. You'll find us there.
Yeah, I'll come. We'll talk this over. Well, come in. It's always nice to have company.
Where is the woman?
You're the boy I saw in the hall, aren't you? The one who blew smoke in my face.
Get away from the door to that other room, monsieur.
Sit down, make yourselves at home. I'll order drinks.
You have had your warning, monsieur. Now I act.
I rarely use a right-hand punch for an opener. This lad had come in chin first. His pal gaped down at him, as though looking at a freshly hooked haddock. Then, staring at me, the pal backed out and highballed down the hall. I relieved my conscience caller of the blackjack, which he'd tried to brain me with, and then frisked him for anything else of interest. He had a wallet containing several 5-franc notes, and a letter scrawled in undecipherable French, and a card bearing the embossed name of one Charles Baradian. While I was doing the checking up, my visitor stirred, came out of it. You'll be all right in a few minutes.
Pierre. Where is Pierre?
Your friend left for greener pastures. Here's your wallet and its contents. Who's Charles Baradian?
I do not know.
All right. Suppose you have a right to retain some self-respect. I'm going out. I suggest that you get yourself a drink, lie down for a while. Just don't be here when I get back. The American bar was finished in a sort of Rococo modern. Everything about the place had the light touch, including the size of the liquor portions. Mark made me know to Chick, his bartender friend, a garrulous soul with an expression of a benevolent beagle.
Glad to meet you, Race. Any friend at Dunham is a friend of mine. What'll it be, huh?
I'll take a scotch and soda, Chick,
Sure.
plus a serving of information.
Oh, sure. What kind of information?
The name Charles Baradian, does it ring a bell with you?
Radian. Yeah, it rings a big bell.
Where would I find him?
I listed all the rest of the elegance. Boulevard Houseman.
Thanks, Chick.
Oh, sure.
Now, wait a minute. You going out there now?
I thought I would.
Well, I'm going with you. This sounds like a deal we should play back to back.
So